Hey everyone, how's it going? Just got a spicy video for you guys, and let me tell you what, I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. Should I make this video? Should I just leave it alone? Should I just, normally I just leave it alone. And boy, what a crazy video this is going to be for you guys. And you know what? A lot of things that just need to be said. And I am close to hitting my 500,000 mark with this channel, and I just honestly can't believe it. Never opened up this channel truly to care about, helping the public, and no offense. I started doing these videos, and you've heard me say the story plenty of times throughout all my other videos in the past, but, I really did this originally to help teammates. I ran my own Legion for quite some time, and I was kind of tired of saying the same thing. And I was making Discord little tiny videos, and it became very hard to give a good visual. And somebody said, make a YouTube channel, and so I did. And really, most of the videos were to help train and just stop saying the same things and just be able to put a visual onto this, just to give everybody a reminder. And when I did the YouTube page, I ended up opening it to the public. And it's just like, what, there's probably so many other players that are struggling, and maybe they're with bad legions and bad vice leaders, and just struggling the way I did when I first started. Going into Discord forums, you mention anything, you have a serious question, and you're being mocked, and you got 10 other people saying that you're wrong. And it's this game can be a nightmare. This game is full of egos. This game's full of other players that don't want to see you succeed. And it's just endless. And so I really opened up this page just to, help others, truly. Just help others. Again, instead of me saying that I'm right and arguing with other players, here's a video. I tested it, and here it is on video. And what's ironic about this is even if you have video proof, most of these players are still going to argue, even if you have video proof. And I just kind of laugh about it. But I have had a lot of bad experiences with this game, guys, and I'm sure a lot of you have too. And I'm going to bring up a big topic here, and just unfortunately, I'm the topic of many legions. Hey, guys, I'm honored. Hey, regardless if it's bad things you're saying or good things that you're saying, you're just putting my name out there, and hey, I'm very honored. But been the big topic of a lot of these legions, and before I go into this, I just want to say, just being kind of a bigger player and having a YouTube channel and things like that, it's always a competition no matter who I join. Generally, the bigger player, if I'm bigger than them or competing with them in Titan or Legion Boss, I become a pretty easy target for these guys to, not like. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. No big deals. I join these legions truly just to help get higher scores and to get more points and to get more stuff for the team. And it's pretty sad, actually. And it's pretty common that anytime I join a legion, it's generally going to go bad because of one or two players. And what sucks is most of these legions have really, really, really cool guys in it, and they just want to learn, and I just want to learn. Everybody just wants to win, and there's just so many other players that don't see it that way, and it becomes a jealousy thing, or I've got to beat Panthro. I hate that he came in, and I'm not taking first in Legion Boss, and it's been kind of a nightmare. And honestly, when I go into new legions asking me to come play and come help them out, I always have to make a disclaimer stating, look, I'm not here to change anything. I'm definitely not here to argue with you guys. I don't want to get in an argument with your players. I don't want to, have this back and forth. I've got a YouTube channel that, I have videos that you can go watch, but it never goes that way. There is always that one or two players that just immediately, and it's almost immediate. So it's literally almost a curse, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. But immediately I become the competition into a team. Now you heard what I said, a team. We're here to be a team. And I've played with some of the best teams, and I've played with a lot of really horrible teams. And even on some of the best teams, this is very common, even outside of me. A lot of the bigger players don't want bigger players coming in because you're potentially a threat, and that's just the way it is. And unfortunately, it's a sad reality. And my whole goal has always been to just help. I've ran my own Legion very successfully. It just came to a point where, I own a couple of businesses and I work 7 days a week, and I just felt like I wasn't able to give the complete dedication to the team. It was before I left my Legion, Star Scramble had started, and I noticed just how much work it really was to handle a team, chase everybody down. And so I decided to leave. Kind of broke my heart, and just go see how other teams and players and stuff were playing, and hopefully I could learn a lot from some of the bigger players that I still admire and have a ton of respect for, because this game takes so much time and so much energy, and in some cases a lot of money. And so I've always had a super high admiration for especially the bigger players. I've never looked at anybody as a threat or competition. For me, it's let me help somebody else out. And if they start beating me, that's pushing me to be a better player. I mean, that's the bottom line. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain by helping out other people, bouncing off ideas, and oh, I'm going to have to try that way, or how about you try my way? Well, here's a video. I don't need to argue with anybody. That's never been the intention. I'm still a player learning. I am no master. I say this all the time in my videos. I'm no master at this game by any means. I learn something new every day, and I'm just here to just play. We play these games to get away from our everyday lives. We just sometimes want to be somebody else. We want to go blow something up. We need a different challenge than what we have in our life, and these games can be very valuable and very important. To achieve different goals that maybe we're not achieving in life. And unfortunately, these games are meant to be a really good thing, and to challenge us and to have teamwork. And unfortunately, Wing Fighter has just been one of the most, I hate to say it, guys, hateful games out there. I mean, it's just unbelievable the amount of players that they have egos, or maybe not being funny. Maybe they got beat up at school all the time, and they needed to come in here to bully somebody else. And I mean, it's just, this game is ravaged with just really bad players, bad information, and it's really sad. And I think that's kind of why I've stayed into the game as long as I have, just due to the fact to even the playing field against some of the bad players and the bad teams. So I just want to make sure that this is really clear, before I get into what I'm going to get into. This video is about demolishing individual player that has done nothing but trash talk, has shown nothing but, I'm going to just have to say, jealousy. And again, before I go into legions and anything, I always make the disclosure, say it one last time, I'm not here to fight with anybody. I'm not here to argue with anybody. I don't really care about being right. I'm just here to help the team get more points, so I can get more points and you guys can get more points. I mean, that's really what this is about, isn't it? Isn't that what it's supposed to be about? And helping each other, and seeing other players get higher scores, and cheering them on, and seeing them smile. And for me, that's what it's about. I love to see other players successful. Okay, guys, to move forward here, I was invited to join a new legion called Clax, and this legion was designed to start trying to somehow even out the playing field against the bigger, dominant teams out there. And it was a really good idea. I couldn't believe some of the players that were in the legion. I had admired, still admire, totally respect, and even have asked for advice from some of the players. I was really impressed with what was going on. I was very honored to be asked to join a super legion to, change the playing field a little bit. And so, I did the disclaimer with them too. I don't want to come in here and argue with anybody. I don't want to, I just want to play the game. And, I work for you guys, and, let's see if we can do something. And so prior to that, I'm always asked to go play legions, and I just can't tell everybody how honored I really am. I'm very humbled, and, but I'm continually asked to go play with other legions, and I'm so hesitant to go and just play with anybody just because it's always the same thing. Always. It just ends up being this competition immediately. And so I was pretty good friends with Reaper there for a while, and he had asked me to come play with his legion. And this was a week prior to me maybe going over to him, and I asked him if he wanted to go over and try something new. He was a decent player, and maybe we can try something together. And I asked him to leave the legion that he wanted me to go to just to try something new, see if we could create a super legion. And eventually he said yes. And so I also went out and looked for other, good friends and bigger players and guys that I respected. And every time I would ask some of these guys, they would be like, if it's Clax, but it's under the Peak umbrella. So Peak has a couple of legions, and we'll get into this here in a second. And most of the players were like, we can't stand Avenir, we can't stand Diablo, we can't stand some of the ways that this is being ran, and it's kind of a horrible setup. And I kind of brushed it off and didn't really know what they were talking about. And I was, unfortunately, most players have problems with other players and other legions. And I mean, this is just a common thing, guys. I mean, it's the way it goes. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And sadly enough, it, creates gigantic divisions. It keeps good players from staying on teams. And it's a disaster. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but just commonly, most of the big players that I had talked to, just they couldn't stand Peak, and that's kind of where this was going. Clax was a division of Peak, and Peak was supposed to be helping filter in some of the bigger players to Clax, just so that again, we could even out the playing fields. And that's not how it was going, though. And I didn't know this before joining, and so I ended up joining Clax. I was very honored again, and pretty much immediately I was contacted. And this is another thing that always happens to me, guys. I was immediately contacted off to the side stating, hey, yeah, you got to watch out for Diablo. You got to watch out for Avenir. You got to. And so when I first joined into the umbrella of Peak, the very, not even 2 seconds of getting in there, Avenir has this snide remark, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. And I realized that I wasn't really playing for Peak necessarily. I was playing for Clax, and they told me, hey man, just overlook some of the stuff that you're going to see, and how some of these players interact and stuff. And nothing really new for me. It's again very common for other players to contact me immediately because they don't want to see a good player leave because of the crap that actually happens playing with some of the especially bigger legions, and just some of the players that are stuck in their ways. And of course they have to be number one. They need their god complex, and it's pretty bad out there, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I kind of brushed it off, overlooked it, and just asked Clax how I could help them and stuff. They were in a really tough war, and they had asked Peak to send over some of their bigger players to help, and Peak kind of refused, and really pissed off a lot of the players already. And I guess there was already problems. I guess Avenir was with Clax, and he even got kicked out of that legion, and kind of didn't really think too much about it and stuff. And all the players couldn't stand him in that legion. And it didn't take me long to figure out why. And Diablo was appointed, I don't know, the ringleader of everything. And at first, he came at me quite a few times sideways, and I'm just like, man, what, okay, whatever, and after like the fifth or sixth times, I finally was like, and he would do this in the middle of the public groups. And finally, I was like, look, man, I'm not really quite sure what's going on with you. And, I'm new to the Legion. If I made a mistake, I apologize. I'll make up for it. And, no big deals. And a funny story, real quick. Um, you know, uh, Avenir was actually in this really big match that we had, and I didn't know that the two teams were on the actual same page, and I wasn't paying attention, and I beat the snot out of this guy, and I wasn't even trying. I wasn't really paying attention, and immediately he tagged me into the peak forum itself, and basically cussed me out very unprofessionally. And I was like, who do you think you are, dude? And called him out back in front of his Legion, and kind of blew it off. And off to the side, I actually wrote him, and I was like, look, man, I really do apologize. I really didn't mean to offend you. And I tried to make things right, and it seemed like everything was kind of kosher. And then a lot of the players were writing me off to the side, and they're like, man, can you please beat this guy in Titan? Can you please beat this guy in Legion Boss? And everybody just wants to see this guy's ego go away. And it was really strange, actually. And I just was kind of taken back and kind of what was going on. And again, I was continually attacked by Diablo, and Diablo was actually the one that recruited me into it, which was even stranger. And continuously, 24 hours a day, this guy was in my message box, just continually in my message box. And let me see here, and I'm going to cut through some of these for you guys. And so right here is what I experienced being over at Clax and with Peak. And this Diablo was basically the ringleader, appointed, or however this works and stuff. But this is what I received 24 hours a day from morning until night. I mean, there wasn't a time that this guy wasn't sending me some crazy stuff, continually apologizing, saying, okay, you were right, man. I apologize. I shouldn't have said that to you. I shouldn't have. And just continual. And it just came to a point where, I finally had a breaking point, and I went back to Reaper, and I was like, look, dude, we had made an agreement. We'll try it out. If the things are weird, and, it's just not working out. I mean, I can't play like this, and I don't want to play like this. I'd rather just go to even a tiny team. And as long as I don't have to deal with stuff like this, I'm okay with it. And so, I didn't say goodbye to Peak, and, I wrote some of the other players off the side, told them, I apologize. And that's when Reaper's like, well, go over to my Legion, and oh man, everybody's super cool. You don't have to worry about nobody saying anything to you. You don't have to, no, come over to our Legion finally. It's been months and months and months I've been asking you. And I was like, all right, dude, all right, I'm going to trust you. Went over basically to his Legion, and what do you guys think happened? Very first 5 minutes was pretty much a disaster. Immediately, I can't remember the guy's name, but the leader, which is a little short, tiny guy that has some issues and stuff, but I think Dark Hunter, Dark Reaper Butt Plug, Dark Butt Hunter. I don't even know at this point. But anyways, I mean, just immediately it was ask a question, and all of a sudden they didn't like what I had to say. I mean, it was pretty instantaneous. Same thing happened again. Multiple players from different teams, because they have two little teams. I'm not going to mention anybody like that. It's just not worth it to me. But several players wrote me off to the side again. This is the common thing again. Hey, yeah, don't worry about that guy. Nobody really likes him. He just marches around, and that's just kind of how he is. And it's like, well, I don't really enjoy it this way, and I didn't come over to your team to be the intimidation, and I didn't come over here to play like this. I'm just here to help you guys. I'm just here. If you guys have a question, I'm gonna answer it. And if you guys have something that I don't know, and I mean, let's bounce ideas, and just be normal players and normal people. And boy, that didn't happen. Let me tell you what. And so going back to after I left, you know, um, a lot of the players from the Peak umbrella started messaging me saying, "Oh man, we really need you back on our team." But let me back up a little bit. So when I left Clax, 2 days later, because of Diablo and Avenir, all of the big players left. Every single one of them. The whole entire team dissolved. And the reason being is nobody could stand Diablo. And the way Avenir lied to everybody, the way he is cocky, the way he approaches everybody, the way he walks around as a god complex, everybody just can't stand him. And so Clax, after me leaving 2 days later, completely dissolved. Just everyone was like, yeah, we can't put up with it either. And they lost so many good players, it's not even funny. And of course, it's everybody else's fault, and they'll take no responsibility into what actually happened. And so I was playing with Reaper's team, and I mean, for a couple of days, just this little dark butt hunter, whatever his name is, just it was relentless. And Reaper ended up coming back over to his team, and I pulled him off and says, I was like, dude, what is going on, dude? What, and tried to reason with him and stuff, and really didn't get anywhere. And I felt it really strange. But Reaper kind of sold me out a little bit during the whole Clax thing, and sold me out. And I called him out then too. I was like, dude, what's kind of going on with you and stuff? And so Reaper ends up leaving. Clax ends up dissolving. He jumps back over to his team and watches his little butt plug just completely just talk crap. And again, multiple players are off to the side and they're like, yeah, man, nobody likes this guy, but just put up with it. Don't worry about it. Don't. And finally, didn't take very long. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I just don't need it. I can go to pretty much anywhere that I want. Go play with a small team, or it's not that big of a deal to me. So I ended up leaving pretty quickly, just because I just didn't want to be in the middle of especially discords and arguing with guys, and that's not why I'm playing this game again. And it's just a common occurrence that this happens. And shortly after that, I leave, and no big deals. But just one of the teams under the Peak umbrella, and again, I wasn't really quite sure how the whole Peak thing worked. And one of the teams was like, yeah, we really need you. Avenir and Diablo, they basically prohibit us smaller legions. They basically steal from us, basically, and they won't allow a big player. And would you please consider coming over, just helping us? We just want a good player. We're tired of losing all the time because of these guys. And will you come play? And it was a good friend of mine. And again, hesitant, and I decided to go over, and I didn't realize that it was going back under the Peak umbrella. And again, I get into the entry part of Peak, and here's Avenir again with a little smart remark. And I made a deliberate fact back to him, and basically his whole team laughed at him in front of his face. And from there, I was pretty much banned from Peak. Avenir writes me off to the side here and basically lies to my face about everything. And we didn't really have any like huge clashes, even though there were some weird things that I just told you guys about. We didn't have that many. I didn't really interact with them. We didn't even really talk about like technologies and stuff that much at all. And I just kind of knew not to go there. Funny other story about him is he tried to tell me, oh yeah, you should go over to my training manuals, and you'll learn how I do this better, and this and that. And the first thing that I thought of is it's probably old training manuals. It's probably full of stuff that's hurting the players, and those should probably be thrown in the trash. But of course, I didn't say anything out loud. It just kind of blew it off and stuff. But here's Avenir again, basically lying to my face. And once I realized what was going on, and Diablo had taken everything over and stuff, you guys can see my response. And I basically am telling him it was a horrible experience. Your whole setup is basically crap, and basically you couldn't even pay me to ever go and play with you guys. And going back to this too, I started getting players writing me off to the side, asking me why Avenir would tell them to take off certain skills to their drones, and they would show me what skills he was telling them to take off, and I was just floored. He was literally telling his players to remove skills that were essential for Titan and essential for all kinds of stuff, and he literally was hurting his team, like, or what the team thought that he was giving good advice, and I could not believe it. I'd have to write him back and saying, he's doing this deliberately to hurt you, and I didn't know what else to say about the situation, but this is how much of a piece of trash this guy is. He needs his God complex. He's the biggest guy, basically, in the Legion. He's got to have all these lower entry players, especially, coming in and looking at him as a god. And I've never seen anything quite so, I'm going to say, disgusting ever in the game. And so, for me, it was no big deal. Hey, joined a really good Legion, just a smaller Legion. No crap, no nothing. Just going in just to play, and the players have a question, help them out and stuff. And it's just been a breath of fresh air finally. And I can't thank the Legion enough. It is a smaller team, and again, I just kind of come in just to help even out the playing fields, or just help guys out, just normally what I do and stuff. And didn't think much about it. And continually after all of this, I have players that would send me multiple players off of that peak umbrella would send me stuff about how he was talking trash and how he's beat me in the Titan. And let me get something straight. I didn't know it was like this. I just, whatever, man. If we don't get along, cool, just move on, and we'll see each other in the battlefield, and just whatever. And I do a lot of videos. I'm always changing up drones. I'm always changing up things. And I'm not really, most of the time, ever caring about being first on the Titan. And a lot of times there's really big players that I respect, and there's no way I'm going to beat them. So I don't really get into it like that, just to be honest with you guys. I play, and if I know I can't win and stuff, I'm going to start testing stuff. But off to the side, here's Avenir, saying, oh, I'm going to beat this. You guys can read it. I'm going to try to keep this as PG as possible. I've tried to be as respectful as possible here, and just explain kind of what had happened. And all of this is going to come to a conclusion at the end of this video, guys, because I have Avenir in the Titan, and just wait until you see how demolished this guy is going to get. So, but just going back to this again, his players are here off to the side, continually showing me the stuff that this guy's putting in, after our encounter together here. And I was just kind of blown away. I was like, really? I'm really the topic like that? I'm really being talked about like that into somebody's Legion. I'm a bad person. I'm just the worst thing on the planet. I don't know how to play the game. Everything I've said is untrue. I mean, the list goes on here, but look who's on the post here. My good friend Reaper used to be a good friend right here. And so I gave Reaper tons of advice. He just has always sucked in the Legion boss and Titan, and he's a pretty big player. And this guy cannot get it through his head how to play this game. I'm just like blown away. I've given him some of my secrets, and here he is talking to Avenir, trying to give him the secrets of why I'm demolishing them, even though they thought that they were beating me all the time. And pretty funny, actually. But look who's sitting here. My good old buddy Reaper here. So right here, Avenir again, just always, and I didn't know it was a competition. I was never even really trying to beat him. And, during one of the Titans, I was going through and, trying new drones, and I didn't know it was a competition. And I went, oh man, I went so backwards to go forwards. And I guess Avenir had his chance of beating me in front of his team, went out and gloated, and talked all this crap, and their team members came back to me and they're like, we just cannot stand this guy, his ego, and God, can you please destroy this guy and shut him up? And I didn't know how seriously important this was to the other players to take this guy's ego down, and just continually players writing me off to the side from that legion. His own team and legions and sub legions cannot stand the guy. They absolutely hate him and Diablo. And it's been my pleasure to finally say, okay, yeah, I'll take care of this. I didn't know it was going like this. And right here, he's an awful human being. He didn't last long here. And you guys heard my story. I left. I didn't get kicked out. I didn't, nothing like that. Again, Diablo, the maniac, psychopath, multiple personalities is really what drove me out of there, and drove just about everybody else, not only Avenir, but just a continually just attack. And so here he is telling me that, I've been wrong on everything. He's always right. And I don't know what I'm talking about. And, the funniest part again, guys, is I don't have to talk about it, because you can come over to my page and just watch the videos and see if this pilot's better, see if this drone works better. Is it better you guys, just 400 plus videos of proving what works and what doesn't. And notice I didn't say proving people wrong, because that's not really what I want to do. I don't care about proving you wrong. All I care about is a high score, and is this true or not? And I don't care about everything else. I don't care about the numbers. I don't care. All I care about is, can we see a difference or can we not? Here's the videos as proof, versus if you like what I said or not, whether you want to argue about it for days or not. Here it is. And again, even with the videos, a lot of the players just won't accept it. And as soon as they figure out that they're wrong, of course, I end up always being the bad guy and the target of, oh, I've got to beat him. Oh, excuse my language, he's an asshole. And I mean, come on, man. Really, guys? I mean, really? This is where we're at with Wingfighter. This is what you do with your life. I can't even imagine what type of person you are outside of Wingfighter. I mean, you have to be absolutely miserable in your life to play this game like this, not only as a bully player, but and a bully team, but what does your life look like? For goodness sakes, man, go read a Bible. I mean, seriously, man, we're here to help people, and if we see somebody knocked down in the middle of the street, we go and pick them up and help them. But it is just unbelievable the amount of bad players, bad advice, bad leaders, bad vice leaders, bad companies. And the reason why a lot of players stay with these and put up with it is for N10s, nanos, and 11s. I mean, come on, man. You know what? Me personally, I've never played for the CC. I don't even care about the CC, but a lot of these players will take the abuse just to have the collections, and it's just unbelievable. And these teams and players hold this over some of the players that don't want to spend money, and it is just unbelievable how this works. And just again, how many bad and black-souled people and players there are in this game. I mean, for God's sakes, get a grip here, guys. Like, literally, get a grip. And so, what else do I got for? Yeah, it's just one after another after another. And so, I just want to make sure that this is clear what's going on with this video. And I just want to make sure that it's clear that who the hell you think you're dealing with here? Who the hell you think you're talking to? I mean, do you think people can't fight back? And do you think that people are going to actually stand for this type of stuff? I mean, this is what makes the game bad, is Avenirs and Darkbutt and Diablos, and it just, the list goes on. You guys have made this a trashy game to want to play because of you. And again, that's why I'm here, guys. I'm here because of guys like this. I'm here to beat the tarnations out of these guys, put their foots in their mouths. And I'm using this as an example. Be humble. Be humble. Help people out. Get over your ego. You're not a god of this game. And Avner, you suck at this. You absolutely suck at this game. You suck, dude. Your training manual should be thrown in the trash. And as a matter of fact, you really should be banned from this game, from the abuse that you've given to not only me now, but all the other players. You are a horrible person, dude. You are absolutely horrible. And it's going to be my pleasure to show everybody how demolished you are in Titan after talking all this trash, saying you're the best player. And if you are so good at this game and you're so smart and you're better than me, why am I destroying you? Literally destroying you, dude. And yeah, you need to take a step back and take a look at yourself, man. And this isn't what the game's about, man. The game's about encouraging each other and having fun and cheering each other on to get a better score. Not this crap that you've displayed to everybody. You have made yourself look so bad, dude, on top of Diablo and some of these other players. You guys should be ashamed of yourself. So it's going to be my pleasure again. The real video now is putting Avner's foot down his throat. And, you know, I hate to say it. I'm going to say it. You guys are my hoes. You guys belong to me. You guys belong to me. And there's nothing you can do about it. Anywhere you go in this game, I own you. And it doesn't matter if it's Planet Wars, doesn't matter if it's Legion Boss, and it doesn't matter if it's Titan. I own you guys specifically now. And yeah, humble yourselves. And so I'm going to get to me absolutely demolishing Avenir, Reaper, and the Peak Umbrella. And you guys are going to witness this in person. And sorry to say this, guys, go screw yourselves. And to the players that, you know, have given support and the players that, you know, want me to come play on your teams, again, I am incredibly honored. I really appreciate all of the support. Again, I never expected this channel to be what it is at all. I never expected it. I don't even know what to say. And I really do appreciate you guys. And, you know, I'll continue to just put videos out that you can see, make up your own minds, you know, and that's what it's about, again, for me. And but I'm going to switch over here and I'm going to let you guys see how badly Avenir's and the Peak Umbrella and Reaper and these guys are being demolished. And there's nothing they can do about it. And one last thing to you guys, let me tell you a little secret, because I know you guys have been trying to figure out what my skills are, and you guys come over and watch my videos. I mean, for players that are better, and hey, you got more knowledge, and why are you over here watching my videos to learn how to beat me? That's been told to me several times, that you guys are over here trying to depict all my videos and, you know, beat me. And let me tell you guys something, last but least, and my skills on my drones to be doing what I'm doing, most of them are in green. So do you know what that means to you guys? Do you know what that means? That I'm not even running a quarter of the power that I'm displaying on Titan, and that gives me 3/4 more to grow to blow you out of the hemisphere. And so if this is the game you guys wanted to play and this is how you wanted it to go, bring it. Bring it, because I own you guys. So enough chit chat, enough of this crap. Here, guys, I'm gonna play my 2 Titans in front of you. And yeah, I own you guys.